Hey everybody, Toby here with PE Garage. One of my favorite authors, Og Mandino, once wrote, "Failure will never overtake me if my desire to succeed is strong enough." Now I don't know about you, but my project car has been beset by failure. We're now 5 years in, and honestly, I don't know if it's ever gonna get done. It might not, but I'm still committed to the process. And if my desire to succeed is strong enough, I still hold out hope that someday, maybe, I'll finish the thing. One of the skills I picked up along the way out of necessity is learning how to bead roll. Now, I had all these crazy ideas for sheet metal, and I really just had trouble conveying what was in my brain to folks who had the skill. So it just made sense for me to figure out how to do it on my own. So I've had this Eastwood Bead Roller for about 2 years now, and I've slowly been kind of getting better at it and practicing, watching lots of online tutorials just like you. Had some friends help along the way, so I thought maybe it would be beneficial for you, for me to show you kind of how I do it. So this is just 18 gauge sheet metal, nothing fancy, and we've added this bead rolled inset. So stay tuned today. We're going to show you how it's done on this episode of PE Garage. Okay, so last episode we used the dimple dies to add a bit of a structured look to these holes, and the episode before that we used the knockout punch and the hole saw to create the holes. This time we're going to create a relief around this opening so that we can bead roll this and add even more strength and even a little bit more style. So the first thing I'm going to do is kind of lay out where I want to do this. Okay, so I've got my border. Now I want to round the corner. So what I can use, I'll actually use the knockout punch again. Just kind of find that area where it'll be tangent and trace around it. So now we're ready for bead rolling. Okay, now before I bead roll the panel, first thing I want to show you is this adjustable upper die. So the bead roller I have is the Eastwood motorized bead roller. It's pretty good value, and the only thing I wasn't crazy about on it was the fact that it did not have the ability to do an adjustable upper die. So I looked really closely. I looked everywhere online that I could find to see if it would work, and I couldn't figure it out if it would or not, so I thought I'd just give it a shot. So I ordered this upper adjustable die from Mittler Brothers. They have a similar, looks very, very similar, motorized bead roller. And so this threaded tip, so basically you have to replace this entire shaft. Take the thing apart, it's not that hard. Here's what the piece that came in the bead roller looks like. So basically you take this box off and this slip collar off, and you see how this piece is machined at a set length. So the replacement piece is machined about 2 inches shorter with the same type of inset, and then we've got this little knurled adjustable threaded piece out at the end. So I really like the flexibility that this adjustable upper allows me to have. I believe Mittler Brothers actually makes one that has adjustable uppers and lowers. I think you could actually, pretty sure these are interchangeable, so if you wanted to do that, you could. The shaft that came with it is machined down to a set distance. It's not adjustable. I can add a washer or two to adjust it a little bit, but not significantly adjustable. Whereas with this threaded tip on this Mittler Brothers piece, I can adjust how close or how far the upper die is from the lower die pretty easily. So I'm going to bead roll this panel. I've got this step die below. I've got this art die up top. It's also sometimes referred to as a tipping die. So as I crank this down, the tipping die is going to push the metal onto that step. So where this matters is I can adjust this to put it precisely where I want it. I can even go a little deeper if I need to. I just loosened it up. So once I get it set where I want it, I tighten the bolts, double check fit, and I'm ready to go. So first things first, you got to get comfortable. Now I've not yet made a bead roller table. A lot of times if I'm bead rolling a bigger piece, I'll actually drop my lift down and put it at the height I need it to. But for now, this little bitty piece, I really don't need to do that. So if you notice, I've got my pedal up on a trans tunnel. Had this built for a project car. Who knows how much I paid to have that thing built. And I didn't feel good about throwing it away. So now it serves as my footrest for my bead roller. So first things first, I'll usually start and stop this somewhere out in the middle. The corners are tough as it is, so I usually won't start or stop those. So I've got this pedal, and the more I press it, the faster the bead roller goes. And the less I press it, the slower it goes. So I'm just going to place it in place. So I feel resistance there. I'm going to go 1.5, and we'll start there. Now the bead roller wants to clamp this down, so I have to hold it in position. Here's where a table would come in handy. So I just want to keep it dead center on the line. So I'll just work down nice and slow and make my way around the line that I added. So there you can see bead rolled piece. Now, the critical part is at this juncture, and you see my lines didn't meet exactly 100% up, so I'm gonna go around it one more time with a little more force and see if I can't even that out. Okay, so that's a little better. See that edge? Show you as best I can here. Kind of meet together. The corner's okay, not great. That one looks a little better. That one's okay. So by and large, looks like a pretty cool piece. See if I can zoom out on this thing. Here's the finished piece. As you can see, it's oil canned a little bit. That's okay. I could flatten this out with the shrinker stretcher. The backside does kind of tell the story. I see my corners look pretty good. This one looks a little sharper than this one. Like anything, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm a little bit out of practice. The more I do it, the smoother I get in these corners. It's all about just being smooth and feeding the material through at a consistent rate as you turn that corner. So if this were going on the car, I might send it, I don't know. I'm kind of picky. I might redo this piece just so that these corners look the same. Probably hit this with some sandpaper to take that sharp edge out. You can buy dies that are a nylon, which is a little bit softer than the steel. They don't hold up as well, but they don't mar the material as much. So on steel, the steel dies are fine. On aluminum, those nylon dies are really the hot ticket.